Welcome back to the Justice Factor. Here's a quote for you, and I quote now. I feel sick to my stomach when I think of the money that is not being spent. I hear all the reasons. We've heard them all before, but when you see the need out there and how people are struggling, it's very sad. These are the words of ANC MP Gloria Bowman after the Human Settlements Department told Parliament 2 weeks ago that it may have failed to spend as much as 886 million rand of its budget by the end of March. People are homeless in South Africa, yet we cannot spend the money we have budgeted for houses. My guest to discuss this is Human Settlements Minister Tokyo Sexwale. Minister, welcome to the show. It's always a pleasure to have you here.
I'm happy to be here.
We always have very nice debates. Where should we start? You said in a speech this week that South Africa faces, let me read that, faces an internal refugee situation. You said, South Africa is confronted with a crisis similar to an internal refugee situation as there was a continuous flow of poor and jobless migrants into the cities. Are you saying South Africa is going to implode?
History will tell about that. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that we are faced with a situation here, and you can say the past or apartheid, where because there's poverty, abject poverty in the countryside, people are moving into the cities. You are all seeing these people. They are at informal settlements. Now, government does not build informal settlements. It's people who are sort of, that's why I'm saying, it's a refugee-like situation where they are running away to escape from abject poverty and joblessness to the metros and municipalities which are seen to be affluent. Now, what is the consequence of that? It's thousands upon thousands of informal settlements. Just as I live here today, more informal settlements have been built today. So they are rising. The people are running away into the cities. And it's called urbanization of poverty. That's the problem we are faced with. Something will give.
What are you going to do about it?
First, let me start. Government does not encourage this type of a thing. We don't build informal settlements. We've got to react. Now, we've got a choice.
But you're tolerating this. If I go and set up my shack somewhere near Johannesburg City, government basically doesn't believe that, in my view, the ANC government doesn't say, let us apply the law. We have a way, we have a systematic route to getting people to live in urban settlements, and Justice Malala and 20 other people have set up this community, and you don't move them.
No, Justice, you got the wrong end of this thing. The ANC did apply the law by moving these people, and people started accusing us more than 15 years ago of being acting like apartheid. They went to court. It went right up to the Constitutional Court, and Justice Chaskerson was chairing. There is a famous case that resulted in the following resolution. You cannot move them until you have found alternative accommodation. Now, that's where we are right now. The government's hands are tied, and people know about that case. They work with lawyers. They attack private land. They attack public land. They attack land that belongs to municipalities. Once they go, they know that you can't move us until you have found alternative accommodation. Now, I'm saying, let me put the following across. As a caring government, we have a choice. We can look away and people set up cuckoos, informal settlements, slums, or ghettos. Or we can do something. Once they arrive at a place, first they've got food in their stomachs. They need sanitation that very night. But they've taken over prime land. It's a national crisis problem. It's a health problem. The following day, they need water. Then they're going to need electricity, sanitation, electricity. They need roads to get to those places. And these things are not budgeted for. So the result is that we just have to act. It's a health hazard. It's a policy hazard. We can't plan properly.
Minister, you're making me want to cry because you're basically saying the problem is unsolvable.
No, it is solvable.
How?
But it's a refugee-like situation. If there's a war in any of the neighboring countries and people keep on pouring, you can't chase them away. The international regulations of the United Nations say so. It's worse. These are our people. You can't chase them away. Apartheid had said they can't come in because of influx control. As apartheid collapses, they come in. It becomes a problem for the new government. So what do? We've got a policy on informal settlements. we provide them with water immediately. Sanitation, we have to provide them with housing where we can, and then health services, and also the grants. This is the challenge that we are facing.
But what you're telling me is that this movement into the urban centers is so huge and so fast that actually government cannot do enough to deal with the I hate to use this word, but to deal with a deluge, if you will.
It is a deluge. You are right. It is a deluge, and we must accept. But and now it takes time. A number of combination of factors must come into play. First, rural development, so that people do not leave. But that's a long bridge to cross. And then secondly, providing jobs for people so that they can build their own houses, find their own spaces. Thirdly, quickly deal with the problem so far as health concerned, sanitation, all those things. You know, Gloria Bowman of the ANC, we agree with her. I, as minister, agree. I cannot sit here and countenance with the situation where I have passed money to 9 provinces and people don't spend it here. Remember, I don't spend money. Money comes from the president through his Minister of Finance. Comes to me by law and goes to the provinces. And the provinces have got to spend that money.
What are you going to do about Limpopo? They haven't spent 294 million.
I'm coming to them because we're taking back that money as well.
But that's not punishment. You take the money away, you give it back to Pravin Gordhan, and then it's, what is that? The guy in Limpopo, your MEC in Limpopo, is happy. He's going on with his life.
That's why the premier is important that all 9 premiers are on top of this situation, particularly in respect of those departments where we have got concurrent powers with national ministers. Because I provide all MECs with money, and the certain cities, big metros and so on. Once I've done that, the law says you can't boss them. I watch them, but the law says to me, if they don't spend, take it back. If I don't take it back, I'm in trouble. So you get from Mamushad. You do it, you're in trouble. You don't do it, you're in trouble.
No.
So I have to take the money back and hand it over to Treasury,
yes,
so to speak.
But then what happens after that? You have no powers? Or can you recommend to President Zuma that, President Zuma, it's time for you to go to Limpopo and to the Eastern Cape? Eastern Cape, 284 million rand they haven't spent.
Yes, I am very disgusted with it. Disgusted with any province that doesn't spend money. So when Gloria Bowman says that, Gloria is my portfolio committee member, she's correct. I pass on the money. The money is not spent. People require that money. It is unacceptable. But
the problem
of course,
with South Africa, Minister Sexwale, is accountability. You can't do anything about it. She has oversight. Gloria Bowman, she has oversight as an MP. She can't do anything about it. President Zuma can't do anything about it. The Premier of Limpopo, can he do anything about it?
So let's look at the problem. Pravin and the President pass on the money to me. I pass the money to the provinces. Who doesn't spend the money? That's where the problem is. The Premier's got to act. That is why Premiers have removed almost 9 MECs have been changed. I have got right now at the provinces 6 acting HODs. People, so it's capacity problem. People don't do their work. So I'm saying, as governing party, we've got to act. You can't deploy people and they don't do their jobs and then we keep quiet about it. I don't appoint these people. Therefore, if they've not done their jobs, I cannot fire them.